There's a lot about that afternoon I don't remember. The model's name, for example. But there are other things I can't forget. Her painfully alluring body, clad in a pink lacy bra and matching panties. The way she eagerly yanked down my jeans, as if she couldn't wait to get her hands on what was underneath. The way she clutched my penis as she knelt down to gently lick it, suck it, and coax it halfway to life before expertly employing the tried and true technique of squeezing it at the base to make it look bigger on camera. At which point Osborne dropped all pretense of editing manuscripts and stared bug-eyed as Singer's strobe bathed us in flashing white light. Though I don't recall going home that day, I do remember being in a state of shock when I got there and wanting to do nothing more than lock myself in a dark room and be left alone. But first I managed to record in my journal, in a shaky, nearly illegible scrawl, a few gruesome details of the obscene, exhibitionistic acts I had just committed in front of 2 co-workers whom I'd have to face in 63 hours. It was business. All business. Nothing but business. And no matter what she did, I couldn't get a full erection. I couldn't get wood. I was inhibited. On a porno set, they'd have had to call in a stunt cock. But Singer acted as if he were pleased with my semi-turgid performance. "You look like Jamie Gillis the way you swiveled your hips," he said, slapping me on the back. I had no recollection of having swiveled my hips, and I just kept thinking, good God, what have I done? I found out on Monday morning when Izzy Singer, who'd had the chromes processed over the weekend, showed me the $5 blowjob on his lightbox. Peering through his loop at a major penis close-up, I thought I was hallucinating. Holy shit, I said. I can't believe how well that squeezing at the base technique works. She made me look like a fucking porn star. "You are a porn star," Singer replied. "An outstanding performance indeed." Singer's art director, Raymond O'Connor, was impressed as well. His jaw practically bounced off the lightbox as he examined the sheet of transparencies that he pulled from the manila envelope marked FAO number 7, pages 59 to 61. "You really did it, you little scum buzzard," he said, using a variant of sleazeball, which, like a rapper using nigga, connoted camaraderie and even affection. Then, regaining his professional composure, he coolly selected for publication 4 photos that showed my talents to best advantage, including a half-page closer in which my hat and sunglasses did little to conceal my ecstatic face as the half-naked Hungarian tenderly stroked me, with my wristwatch in the foreground reading 4:05, indicating that I was getting jacked off on company time. It wasn't until I saw the layout the next morning, as O'Connor was putting on the finishing touches, that I broke into a cold sweat. "Get rid of that closing shot," I told him. "I don't want my face in the magazine." "But we've got to use it," he answered, while slicing off a sliver of my balls to make a life-size enlargement of my penis, which was practically touching the model's tongue, fit perfectly on the page. Then he pulled from under his drafting table a stack of poster-sized enlargements of the closing shot, on which he'd forged my autograph. "Pimp," I said, "what the fuck is this?" "It's a collector's item. Limited edition. $5 each. Want one for your mother?" I walked away, determined to let the experiment run its unnatural course. Even though I was sitting right next to creative director Arnold Shapiro, not only did his eagle eye fail to recognize me in the $5 blowjob, but the publisher, Chip Goodman, as well, was apparently under the impression that he was looking at just another anonymous stud receiving routine fellatio in an ordinary 3-page black and white FAO layout. He flipped through the set swiftly, without reacting, and it wasn't until he reached the final page of the book that he said anything at all. "It's good, ship it." Then he got up and walked out of the conference room. But my hands began to tremble 2 weeks later when I saw what O'Connor had written in big black letters on the closing shot of the color proofs, with an arrow pointing to my penis. "Disgusting," with 3 exclamation points. The funny thing was, I couldn't disagree. The $5 blowjob was disgusting. It was, in fact, so disgusting that the following week, a production assistant who'd barely ever spoken to me walked into my office with one of the first copies to come off the press and asked me to sign it for her, as if I were a porn star, just as Singer had said. I took the magazine from her and looked at the enticing cover girl, flavor of the month, Pia Snow, who was looking back at me with big brown bedroom eyes and bright pink blowjob lips, the color enhanced on press to match the FAO logo. Give it to me now or I'll find somebody who will, Snow urged potential readers, below the main line which said, most oral issue ever. Well, it was certainly my most oral issue ever. And as I signed my name across Miss Snow's exquisitely curved rump, I imagined the 50,000 appreciative onanists would soon be showering their appreciation on the $5 blowjob. Then I went home and prayed to God to please forgive me for being a porno star. It took FAO number 7 about a week to fully penetrate the corporate consciousness. And then everybody, from the drones in accounting to the supposedly enlightened porno editors, demanded to know, in tones ranging from utter bewilderment to overt contempt, why'd you do it? Because I wanted to understand what the people in front of the camera are thinking, I said. I was just trying to get a new perspective. On what? Blowjobs? Those pictures are disgusting. I must have heard that, or some variant, 24 times before I realized that my colleagues were upset, not because I posed, but because the $5 blowjob had stripped away the comforting anonymity of Swank's sleaziest stroke book and destroyed the cherished illusion that the people in the magazines were a different species from the people who produced and profited from them. That, apparently, was unforgivable. In fact, with the exception of Izzy Singer himself, the only one who had anything different to say about my performance was Rodriguez, the new mailroom guy. He wanted to know how much they paid me for it. Nothing, I told him. It was part of my job. But some people, you know, real porn stars, they get paid pretty well. I hear Ron Jeremy gets about $300 a day. Fuck, he said. I should get a job posing with girls sucking my dick. I'd be good at that shit. I've been doing sex since I was 7. Well then, I suggested, go talk to Singer. I hear he's always looking for new studs to snake out his amateur housewives. You've got to change all this, Chip Goodman told Izzy Singer, tapping his index finger on a 2-page spread slated for the new FAO, of a gorgeous brunette opening her anus like the Lincoln Tunnel. This shot is boring. Don't you have any sense of pornography? And what's a rectal reverie? I don't know what that means. Rectal, opined creative director Arnold Shapiro, is not a sexy word. It's a medical word. Get rid of it. Singer hung his head in despair. Only 5 minutes earlier, moments before Chip walked into the conference room, Shapiro had personally pronounced the issue a masterful melding of word and image. Singer knew that Shapiro was now only doing what he always did, agreeing with the boss, which was the primary reason he'd remained employed through 2 generations of Goodmans, Martin and Chip. Singer, a canny corporate survivor himself, also knew the precise meaning of, don't you have any sense of pornography? It meant that Chip was fucking furious, because he was the last person at Swank to find out that I was the male model in the $5 blowjob. It wasn't that Chip found anything inherently wrong with an editor taking out his dick in a magazine. On the contrary, our indomitable West Coast editor, Paul Thomas, the porn star, did it all the time. Often when he was interviewing other porn stars. It was his job to take out his dick in magazines and elsewhere, and he was well compensated for it. The only problem with me taking out my dick, as far as Chip was concerned, was that Singer hadn't first asked his permission. Goodman had been left out of the loop, and now he was making Singer, the editor, the photographer, the co-conspirator, and the catalyst, pay the price. As we sorted through the mechanical boards in Singer's office after the meeting, trying to figure out what to change, how quickly we could change it, and how much we could get away with not changing, I asked him, "Did you see that cartoon they hung on the wall in the art department this morning?" "What cartoon?" he said, staring in numb disbelief at his ex-PS de resistance, rectal reveries. "The one with my face on the head of a dick, like I'm Richard fucking Nixon or something? You know the only thing anybody said to me about those pictures? That they're disgusting." "Izzy, I look at the pictures and I feel disgusted. I didn't make a statement with them. I didn't gain any self-knowledge. I just did something sleazy and pornographic, and now we have to tear up the whole fucking book. From now on, I'm keeping my cock out of FAO, and that's all there is to it. I think, said Singer, ripping the gaping anus shot off the board, that's an excellent idea.